Well, I was invited by my friend Steve Farber. I met Steve at a SoCon conference a couple of years ago. He was amazing. We've been talking for a couple of years, and he's been really pushing me to get this thing done. He's been pushing me to write my book. He's been pushing me to impart my Yoda-like knowledge. And so he finally said, "You got to do this." Anything he's involved with, I'm up for it because he really knows his stuff. He's fantastic, and I'm just honored that he asked me to be involved. But then something happened in 2001. VH1 did a Behind the Music. You all saw those Behind the Music. They're very similar. Band gets together, band makes a fortune, band gets drunk, loses it all, drugs, alcohol, hates each other's guts. It's the same story over and over and over again. You know, just change the faces, same story. When they contacted me, I said, "You're going to have a problem. There's no drugs and alcohol here." They said, "That is a problem." They said, "What happened?" I said, "We just hate each other. It's just hate. It has nothing to do with drugs and alcohol. We just hate each other. It's uniquely hating, but it's hating." So they edited this show, and it was just edited. Like my bass player threatened to kill my singer, and it was edited. So I'm in Europe at the time. The show comes out on August 31st, 2001. I get a call from my friend in New York. "Don't even come back, dude. This thing is terrible." And I'm thinking, I come home, I see this, I see it, and I go, well, any thought in my life that the band could ever get back together after this was broadcast was destroyed. But then something happened. 2 weeks later, 9/11 occurred. When 9/11 occurred, I got a phone call from a friend who's a disc jockey in New York. He said any shot that Twisted Sister would reform to raise money for the New York City Police and Fire Department, Widow and Orphans Fund for the survivors for 9/11. And I thought, man, if any time the band would ever do it, it would be for that. And I called all the band members up, and I said, "Listen, we were asked to reform. We haven't played in 12 years. What do you think?" And to the credit to everybody in the band, they said, "Done. Absolutely. Tell us when. Tell us how." I was so nervous for the rehearsals that I hired a film crew, and under the guise of we're going to make it a documentary, because I wanted human beings there in case somebody tried to kill somebody. So we played, and the reaction was phenomenal. But I did not want it to be about anything but 9/11. I didn't want to do cheap publicity. I wasn't there to sell a CD. I wasn't there to sell a DVD. It wasn't about after party, nothing. I remember taking my daughter by the hand, walking out the back door of the Hammerstein Ballroom, got in a cab, went home. The next morning, my bass player, the only one I talked to, calls me up and said, "What did everybody say?" I said, "No one called me." And you know what? Nobody in the band called, which meant that they really didn't like each other, and they just did it because it was the right thing to do. But the word got out that the band had reformed. Now, this is the thing you need to kind of understand with this 9,000 show business and why Twisted Sister now plays in front of 70,000 people. The intangible aspect of Twisted Sister is that we put on some of the greatest shows in the world. Our reputation is based on being the greatest heavy metal live band in the world. That's really what it's about. And I can say that to you, but it doesn't matter that I say it. I get paid exactly that, and I do the same, and the reviews all say the same thing. We blow everybody away with the best. How are you the best? We did it 9,000 times. This is what that means. A successful business is like an iceberg. The tip that the public sees is 1% of what it is, but the depth of the talent and the depth of the product lies underwater, and that's what we are. So the bottom line was the reputation for all those years. The word kept going out, if this band ever comes back, you got to see them. It has to be the answer, because there's no other answer. There is no other answer to that. And all of a sudden we wind up on one festival, and then we headline another, and headline another, and now since we've been back, we've headlined 125 of the world's biggest metal festivals. And just as I thought it would end, it's not. It's bigger than ever. The reason why I couldn't be here in June is because we headlined Sweden Rock this year. I am enormously blessed. The story is enormously crazy. It's enormously complicated. I hope there are lessons in this for you guys from what happened to us that can help you in some way in your business.